Everybody, but do you want to see everybody who's been on some domestic violence shit get out of here? Because I promise you, those who haven't been exposed yet, those who have been exposed, and I won't say statute of limitations, but they got exposed like 8 years ago, so we forgot. They're all gonna stand on a soapbox and say, fuck Diddy. You know why? Because the industry sacrifices one at a time. It doesn't sacrifice the behavior, because if it sacrificed the behavior, half the industry would be gone. It would be like the Thanos snap. But it doesn't. It's like, no, we see the video of Diddy. No, it's Diddy's turn. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to, like, I hope I made sense there. And please, I know people are going to try to take me out of context, but that's what we should understand. What Diddy's being accused of, and of course, there's a bigger thing for Diddy because he's been accused of some things that are kind of rare. Like systematically sex trafficking women, beating their asses, getting niggas' cars blown up, maybe getting niggas killed, shooting people in clubs. That is rare. So Diddy is like one of the outliers. But what I'm trying to say is that as everybody now tries to stand on the soapbox, let's be honest, people are more outraged. Obviously, the video does it for everybody, but even the people with the harshest opinions about the video is more of the mindset to say, let's get at Diddy. Because if we speak like this, or we talk like this, or we treat like this, anybody who's done any type of acts of domestic violence, there will be a long list, and I don't want to be the Hannibal Buress crafting a list of all the niggas who have done stuff that you forgot. There's a couple niggas who did a couple things a few years ago. They've, you never heard nothing about it, but it did happen. There's a few people who have videos that haven't came to light, but it is there. But today, as I said, it's Diddy's day. And that's how the industry works. They don't sacrifice the behavior, they sacrifice the individual. For whatever reason, the people and everybody now speaking about Diddy, no matter how loudly they speak about these allegations, they're not sacrificing the behavior. They're sacrificing Diddy. They're like, oh shit, Diddy, you definitely fucked up. You can't come back from this. All right, cool. Let's speak up loudly about you and get you out of here. But if we're talking about hip hop executives, let's think about all the things that people have accused Diddy of. Hip hop executives who have been accused or could be accused of grooming, who could be accused of dating women 20 years their junior, right? Getting with women who were freshly in the industry, who were probably very malleable, down to do anything just to get a career. Diddy ain't the only one. 80%, let me not say 80, let's say 60% of these guys, and whether they were white or black, they fit the bill. But again, we're not talking about them. Some of them have had their moments on trial in a social media sense. Like, for example, Dr. Dre has gone through this somewhat, even though we heard more of accounts, maybe a video would have did something different, but Dr. Dre has gone through some of it a bit, right? But there's other niggas, you know what I mean? So again, like, I think sometimes, some of y'all just want the industry to burn, and I'm trying to tell y'all, and this is not an act thing. I can't control this, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I've heard dirt on everybody in the fucking game, but it's interesting to see when shit like this happens, because everybody gets to, either try to defend it or they try to ignore it, and then when they're like, oh, okay, wait, we all voted secretly? We're sacrificing Diddy? Okay, fuck him. All right, cool. Fuck Diddy. And then it's like the Spider-Man meme. They're pointing back at themselves. You know what I mean? So again, just take that one quote from me. The industry sacrifices the individuals, never the behavior. Because if it had to sacrifice the behavior, a Thanos snap would happen. Half the industry would be gone. But nobody wants to talk about them other niggas when it's not their time on their day or their week or their month in the social media eye. And that's how people get along.
Was completely shocked. Do you think this is the beginning of the end of him?
It's so hard to count him out, and it's so hard to say it's the end when people are so forgiving. You know what I'm saying? I think from the apology, you can tell that I feel from the apology, just like I voiced yesterday, that it was a self-centered apology. I didn't see no tears. You know what I'm saying? I just seen something that people would feel that had to be done. And I think that's what I didn't feel the remorse. You know, I'm not one to say whether he was or whether he wasn't, but saying that you went to get help, where's the proof that you went to get help? Why you didn't say his name? Why you didn't say her name at this particular time? And then I found it funny.
Okay, let's speak about why he didn't say his name. And again, I have to be very clear and tell y'all this is not a defense of Diddy. You know, I hope you guys realize I'm trying to report this situation. And I know there's a bunch of people. I've seen y'all do the Joe Budden recently. Like, you know, and obviously I think Joe's maybe a little bit different because people wanted to hear Joe speak about earlier allegations. And I think he reserved himself and he didn't do it. So now people are like, what, you got to speak about it. So they want that audio or that video of Joe saying, man, fuck Diddy. You know what I mean? I heard Charlemagne, the guy, you know, like he, you know, and by the way, he works at the Breakfast Club that was previously had a very lucrative contract allegedly with Revolt. Revolt was paying them. You know what I mean? So essentially, I wouldn't call Diddy necessarily his boss, but he was a business partner with them. Charlemagne slammed him today. He said, yo, I wish Cassie had a gun to shoot that motherfucker. And I think people, you know, obviously I think people want from their favorite creators or their favorite commentators to hear that message, right? And I don't think none of us are going to be in the sense of defending him. I hope y'all don't think I'm defending him. This just substantiated what I've always heard. The nigga's guilty. You know what I mean? The nigga's, yo, when y'all ask me why I never met up with him in London, I heard the nigga beat bitches, get niggas fucked up, and like there was some people after the whole. Remember when I called Young Miami the side chick? There was some people that told me Diddy will come see you at your house. You know this, right? This is what people told me, my nigga. And I was just like, bro, like what you like? I don't live in fear, not in my crib, never. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go out like Tony Montana. I just can't live in fear in my crib. So I remember people saying that. So it's like, the whole time when niggas is saying this, niggas is acting like this guy. The whole time I'm like, yo, why don't y'all say this shit publicly? Like this nigga is a fucking gangster who does what he wants and does all type of crimes. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, get a black truck for the next month. Yo, this nigga might do something. Why are you saying that? That's what's the conversation back then. So for me, you know, of course, I'm slamming this behavior. I don't fuck with it. Like, it's clearly weird. For me, it's more of, it's emblematic of now watching the other people who felt like, you know, they were like, you know, let me not say nothing because Diddy might pull a 3-1 comeback. And I think this is the first time. I know the Fed's raid was like pretty strong, but this was the first time I seen everybody was just like, fuck the 3-1 comeback. This series is done. Like this, it's like the Knicks game I went to yesterday. Yo, niggas is up 30 points with 5 minutes to go. I don't care what he got in the wheel in the weapon wheel. He can't motherfucking come back from this. And I think that's true, right? However, it's kind of sad that I got to give that type of disclaimer before, you know, I'm trying to be like kind of fair too, because I don't know this nigga, man. I don't care about Diddy. I could give 2 fucks. But, you know, I want to give proper information. So the reason why apparently, because that was my biggest thing too. I said, what the fuck? Why did Diddy not mention the victim's name? Like, how do you apologize to someone without saying you're sorry to them? Yo, I'm sorry. You know, like, then I was like, no, he's apologizing that people have seen it. But he didn't even say, I'm sorry you guys saw the video. He didn't acknowledge the video either. And then I saw this from TMZ, right? I saw this from TMZ. TMZ basically said he couldn't mention her. And I don't know if that's true. But let's see if we can find it. TMZ claims he couldn't mention her because of, yeah, look, Diddy can't say Cassie's name in public because he's barred by the settlement. I don't know if that's true, but let's read into it. So there's a lot of reasons to drag Diddy over his apology video. The public outrage is fresh from what he did to Cassie. But when it comes to him not saying her name in the mea culpa, there's a legal reason he couldn't. As you know, Diddy and Cassie reached a settlement one day after she filed a sexual lawsuit against him in November, and sources familiar with the agreement tell TMZ it's a very strict NDA, which prevents both of them from speaking about each other in public. You'll notice since the release of the 2016 Beaten, you have not seen or heard Cassie trashing Diddy as you'd expect. By the way, I always thought that was interesting, right? Yeah, like obviously Cassie hasn't said anything about Diddy, but Cassie's best friend has spoken up, and Cassie's lawyers keep putting out messages. Like, if you're signing an NDA, wouldn't it also say that your lawyer wouldn't keep putting out messages saying, hey, this goes to further support the claims that we had in the lawsuit that we got paid for, that Cassie was the victim and she was abused by this guy? That was always odd to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know, I know Cassie's not saying anything, but Cassie's lawyer is been said shit, right? Cassie truthfully hasn't said anything, but apparently, if we're to believe these sources that TMZ claim they've corroborated, Diddy just can't say Cassie's name. And that's why I also say, like, why the fuck is Diddy apologizing then? If you can't say the victim's name, right? I would rather, if he had came out and said, hey, listen, I'm sorry this video became public. This is something that happened years ago. I do apologize to any women who have seen this and have been affected by it. I apologize to my daughters and blah, blah, blah. I have made amends privately with the parties involved. I mean, something that kind of alludes to, you know, like maybe you hollered at her, or like, you know what I mean? Like you and her got past. I don't know. But this just felt kind of like cold. Like this shit was like cold. Are these tears? This wasn't tears, right? Don't tell me TMZ like put some tears in there. Let me tell you this though, Chad. Diddy is still good. I don't care, even if his eyes look glossy, it does. Diddy is still fine. I'm going to tell you when Diddy's not fine, okay? When Diddy ain't fine, I'm going to tell you this. Until Diddy go back to this look right here, where he ain't waking up and dyeing his beard, and by the way, his hair too. Like, the whole thing is great. The nigga is like 60. When Diddy comes back out looking like this nigga, okay? When he looks like this, that's when you know, okay, maybe. But if that nigga's still getting up and putting that spray on shit in his hair, the ginseng or whatever they call it, I don't know what these niggas call it. If he's still trying to make sure he got like that DJ Khaled, which by the way, DJ Khaled has the nastiest ginseng DJ Khaled beard product. Have y'all seen this shit? Like, it looks so disgusting on DJ Khaled. This shit look like a spray on. DJ Khaled spray on beard. This shit was disgusting.
Ain't nothing like a fresh cut. You get a fresh cut.
DJ Khaled got one of the nastiest spray-ons in the game. Hey, let me tell you, I think, you know, yo, I ain't gonna lie. You know what's gonna hurt me? When Drake started doing that. Yo, how old is Drake? Drake like 37? I know Drake getting a couple grades right about now. I know once he hits 40, man, that beard is gonna be a little bit gray. You feel me? And trust me, we can't have Champagne Poppy being like, we can't have him with the half gray. He gonna have to do it too. Have y'all seen DJ Khaled? Yo, the pandemic exposed all these niggas. Yo, the pandemic exposed half these niggas.
News where that is like
This is when that nigga said he couldn't see his barber, man. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay. Yeah, look at Diddy. All right, come on, man.
Every summer drop more hits to make my stocks go.
Businesses, y'all know that this money.
When I see Diddy go back to this is when I know he really going through it. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, let's finish listening to this.
Funny that this was 2016. So in my mind, I felt like it was the beginning of an end, because I do really feel like other people are going to come forward. Because if the incident that I'm telling you about was 2012, And then this incident was 2016. That means between 2012 and 2016 that this woman still went through these beatings all the way up, I guess, until she left in 2018. So I feel like there's going to be other people that come forward.
Well, also, you have also told me that you saw him do similar beatings with Kim Porter, who sadly died, obviously in her 40s, was the mother of his 3 children. But that in itself is indicative of a pattern of physical violence towards women.
Yes, yes, very much so.
Roger Bonds, it's been fascinating to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And I hope that we get to the bottom of this. And I hope that every woman out there sees this, steps forward for
violence against women.
Yo, Vlad be on Piers every day, nigga.
It doesn't surprise me. Search both of his homes in a highly public.
Vlad be on Piers is cool and
having a shakedown and so forth. And I'm sure some of these lawsuits probably are that, because there's usually a pile-on that happens. But in the Cassie case, it looks pretty accurate. And the whole thing about him buying.
I agree with Vlad on that. The Lil Rod case, I don't really believe that, even though, by the way, that's a lot of what's drummed up a lot of the media cycle for Diddy. But the Cassie case, at this point, I think you'd look incredibly stupid not to believe pretty much the majority of what's there. Even if you're one of those guys to be like, oh, nah, she probably liked it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, be like, you know, like, oh, she was down with some of the freak offs, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Even if you want to believe that she was like, you know, with some of the sexual stuff, at this point, are you really in a position to really doubt anything she alleged? You're not. You are not. Okay, let me see.
Buying the tape for $50,000 and talking about the actual incident was actually in the lawsuit. So the pieces are now fitting together.
Roger
And,
Bonds.
you know, a lot of people who doubted Cassie.
I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Like a lot of people who doubted Cassie are now apologizing.
Okay. I do want to play Charlemagne giving him donkey today. I thought that was, yo, Charlemagne popped out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas certified boogeyman. I don't want to up the skull with him. Yeah, I like that line. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to see if so Benjamin Bradford dealt with the Bradford Diddy. Let me see. He dealt with basically, yeah, he dealt with the settlement. But here's what happened. Was it on PBD? Or actually, maybe it was another lawyer. Okay. I think this is
What's really going on with Diddy's case here, Ben?
Well, I'm not representing him.
Okay. Did Bradford? I just want to make sure I'm factual with this. Benjamin Bradford, Diddy, Cassie. Did he deal with the? Who was Diddy's lawyer with the settlement? Cassie, Diddy settlement November. Let's see if we can find him. My bad, chat. Okay. Oh, now we're seeing. Look at this Fox News story. Sean Diddy Combs likely settle Cassie lawsuit quickly to prevent hotel tape from coming out. That's what ex-FBI agent stated. Okay. But let's just look at this AP News real quick because I want to see what lawyer he had. Combs and okay. Who was his lawyer? Diddy lawyer issue statement about Cassie settlement. Cassie's lawyer. My bad, chat. I just want to know if it was. I don't think it's Bradford though. The producer's lawyer told who's his lawyer? Anyway, I think Bradford was the he might have been the lawyer for Diddy in the 1999 case where Diddy supposedly shot somebody. Let's listen to what he said about that.
Now, I represented
Hold on, I gotta let my dogs out too. Just you're gonna see my two puppies. They're gonna run behind me.
him 20 years ago in the gun case with Jennifer Lopez in Club New York. And as everybody knows, that case ended after 8 weeks in an acquittal on all charges. I represented him in the Cassie Ventura matter. When she filed her complaint, the case was settled within 24 hours, and I'm bound by a confidentiality agreement. And in this current investigation, I'm just not his lawyer. And I read what you read, and I'm not prepared to comment on what are rumors or speculation or actual facts. I'm not in the midst. I'm not learning anything from any inside source. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm no longer his lawyer. I was successful at it. And at the end of the day, I hope he weathers this storm.
I'm surprised because you represented him in '99, and you helped him, even though later on there's been plenty of girls, Natalia Rubin, who claimed he would always brag that he did shoot and she saw it, and he would brag to other people that he did do it. He's always been famous for having a little bit of a big mouth that he liked.
All right. Anyway, so that's his lawyer that represented him in the 1999 case. Basically, he said that he was not taken back up by Diddy for the current stuff, and we all know that the feds are probably going to look back into that case where Diddy allegedly shot somebody, but Benjamin Bradford got him off at that point, right? Let me see. Cool. What was I looking for when I yeah, give me 1 second, chat. Okay. So Johnny Depp's lawyer, and by the way, does everybody remember the case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard? I mean, he took her to town, basically proving his innocence, showing that this was a manipulative girl who was, trying to ruin his reputation. And that was one of the times where really, in terms of a domestic situation, the woman was really pretty much seemingly the evil person, and the dude was like a victim. And obviously, anytime we see cases of, a man versus a woman, you're wondering, is that the case, right? I think with this Diddy case, I think we could kind of be like, nah, this ain't it, right? But let's see what Johnny Depp's lawyer had to say about the video and the apology. Here we go.
We are still reacting from Diddy's response to that disturbing video from 2016 where he is allegedly beating his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura.
Let's get to
the raid that Diddy's facing. Not necessarily that he...
Inexcusable.
Okay, wait a second. I want to get to the lawyer.
One of the greatest. Ben Shue, acclaimed attorney, famously represented Johnny Depp, who, remember, he was accused of abuse as well. And obviously we had that incredible trial that we covered here on Law and Crime. And Ben, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for coming on. I'm just going to ask you, before we even get into your reaction, you know what? I'll tell you what. First, your reaction to the video from 2016. And then let me ask you this. Would you have had your client send out a video like this a day and a half, 2 days after that video was published?
Jesse, first, great to be with you again. I was, as you were, horrified by the video. It's a scene of real brutality. It's one thing to read it in the printed page, which is bad enough, but to actually see it happen is horrifying. In answer to your question, I would not have had my client give a statement on the heels of the release of that video. And I certainly wouldn't have had him release that statement because I think it will be fodder for future examinations and deposition testimony, none of which is going to be good for Mr. Combs.
Because he essentially admitted that was him on the tape doing that while there's an ongoing federal investigation, while he's facing these lawsuits. I don't understand what the mindset was. Do you think he his attorneys are saying, what did you do? Or do you think his attorneys thought there could be some sort of legal advantage to it? I mean, he didn't have to respond, right? He didn't have to say anything.
No, Jesse, he didn't. And my guess, and it's total speculation, was that this was the product either of his own volition or that of his PR team. But the kind of top-notch criminal lawyers you often have on your show would certainly have advised him to stay quiet, because as you mentioned, he's just thrown out the window any potential objection to the authenticity of the video. Also, I think what he said was really not helpful at all.
What about it was not helpful at all? What was his, remember his explanation, not necessarily blaming substance abuse or drugs, but kind of putting a context into what he did.
Yes, I don't think that was helpful. As you know, being intoxicated is only a defense to certain specific intent crimes like first-degree murder. So saying that he was drunk doesn't help him legally, undercuts the sincerity or apparent sincerity of any apology. But what really struck me as disingenuous was he said he was disgusted at the time of 2016. Well, if he really were disgusted by his actions back in 2016, why did he wait until 2024 to come clean? He not only did he deny them, but he called her essentially a money grubber, that this was all a desire for a payday. That doesn't sound like somebody who's disgusted with himself.
Ben, I wish I could give you a high five right now, because you nailed it right on the head. I have been saying this from the beginning. He didn't issue, when all the lawsuits were coming out, he didn't say, I wait for my day in court. I'll allow my lawyers to speak. No comment at this time. He issued a statement. I remember posted on Instagram.
Well, and I'll chime in here, even though maybe I shouldn't chime in here because I think for this Diddy shit, like it's just so reprehensible and like you just can't defend this shit. I do think the human instinct though is like if you see something, if your lawyers say, okay, don't say anything, especially if you think your character or whatever has been taken out of context, you kind of want to speak. I just don't know if you actually speak when it's just like, there's nothing to say when the video's there. It's just like, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I could get it if it was, I don't know, man. Yeah, nigga, I guess he should shut the fuck up.
Graham, denying. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. Back in December, after the Cassandra Ventura lawsuit, after he was being sued by multiple people, flat out denied it, said it was lies. And, you know, like, obviously, we didn't see any of the evidence yet. There was certain photos that we saw and things like that, but he knew this tape existed. There is an allegation in Cassandra Ventura's complaint that he purchased the footage for $50,000 so that no one would see it. That's what, for me, doesn't ring true. And by the way, because there is a 3-year statute of limitations on assault in California, if he really felt so bad, he could have gone to authorities and turned himself in and admitted it. So that's the part, I agree with you, Ben, that I think people are looking at and saying it's so hollow.
Yeah, absolutely reeks of insincerity. And I think you really made an excellent point that in light of the statute of limitations expiring as to the beating of Ms. Ventura, I think the implications will be for the other accusers who've come forward, because it certainly gives more credence to their allegations.
And Meredith Feiertag, who represents Cassandra Ventura and other women who've sued Combs, released a statement saying that the apology was more about himself than the many people he's hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday, that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. Ben, would you agree?
Yeah, this definitely hurts his other cases, right? Like, you know, it's one thing lying, maybe like it was a white lie. It's like, bro, you said this shit was false. You're not beating these chicks. You're beating these chicks, bro. You're whipping their ass, bro.
Agree with me that if that video wasn't so clear, if it was grainy, if he could deny it was him, A, we might not have even seen a statement from Diddy, or B, he would have also categorically denied it. If the video was grainy, you think he'd still come out and say, I regret all my actions, I'm ashamed?
No, Jesse, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think he thought he was caught red-handed, which is why I suppose he paid the $50,000 to try to catch and kill that particular video. So, no, I think he felt he was caught red-handed and thought it was in his best interest to give the statement, but I think it was another misjudgment on his part.
And that's the allegation, that he paid it. What would, if he said to you, if he's your client, Ben, I want to say something, I have to respond to this, what would you have advised him to do?
I would have advised him not to say anything. Of course, as with testifying, ultimately it's the client's decision to speak or not to speak. But I think I would have recommended in the strongest possible way not to make any statement at this point.
But is it also a mistake of his legal counsel? Let me be fair. I don't know them. I'm just reading the tea leaves. If they knew this video existed, if they know what else is out there, to issue a blanket denial when something like this could come out that is very strong, either A, it seems to me they didn't know about it, or B, they weren't thinking that far ahead.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And we don't want to denigrate counsel without knowing the facts. But if they in fact knew that this evidence was out there.
What this is telling me, it feels like, and Diddy has the best lawyers. Like, I've heard of a few people on his legal team, whether on the civil side or on the criminal side, they're extremely talented. They're not making rookie mistakes. They're the people who benefit on getting their clients off of cases because the prosecutors made rookie mistakes or made, any mistake at all. Like, these are people who are vultures. These are people who are, snipers. They wait for people to make mistakes, and then they base, like, even look at the dream team that even OJ had, which a lot of people thought there was a good amount of evidence that linked him to the case, but there was a few things that were holes in the case, and they really blew that up, and he got found not guilty. So the best lawyers are gonna be very meticulous. What this kind of comes across as a little bit is that, again, he's right. Like, yeah, you could tell your client not to do nothing, but who you get paid by? Your client's the boss. What this kind of tells me is that perhaps maybe the statements put out before were probably on the direction of Diddy, where Diddy was probably trying to speak up before, saying, yo, I got to say something. And his lawyers are probably saying, no, you can't say nothing. Shut up. He's like, no, I have to say something. And they're like, okay, cool. All right, you know what? Let us do it for you. He's like, all right, good. Y'all put out a statement. They put out I never did nothing. This is whatever. Then that's not good enough. And Diddy says, you know what? Fuck that. My counsel is saying stuff, and it's not grabbing the people. I need to say it. So he comes out later after the Cassie lawsuit, and he puts the enough is enough thing. That's where I believe he mentions the thing where he says, this is, people want to get a payday from me, right? People want to get a payday from me, right? Is it right? Yeah, sickening allegations. They probably helped him write this up. They can't tell him, we're not going to help you put out a statement yourself, but we strongly suggest against it. We put out a statement for you. Keep in mind, your lawyers aren't necessarily a PR company neither, right? Sometimes they work a PR company, but the only statement a lawyer ever wants to give is, hey, listen, we're glad to face these allegations in court, and we're confident that we'll be vindicated. That's it, right? Anything else, which, that's good for a lawyer to say, but like, you're Diddy. Like, bruh, I can't just say that shit and dip. Gotta let niggas know this shit, so get out of here, right? And of course, he probably puts this out, which, by the way, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think this is a bad statement at all. I do not, right? I don't think it's a bad statement if there ain't no video. So if there's a video a nigga's about to drop, it's horrible. But if you're like, you know what? This is going to take a while. Who knows how long this is going to take? And I want to let people know that this ain't true. I want them to hear from me, even though I'm not saying it. I want to put the statement out to say, I'm going to fight these cases, even though you already settled one with Cassie. Cool. Now, if there's a video that blows this statement out the water, like there is like such strong proof. And again, I actually believe what the dude from Long Crimes is saying. It's no way this videotape only came about now. This was probably part of the reason why he settled so quick. You knew that this tape that you thought you had the only copy or it was deleted, other people now have a copy of it, and they probably said, you don't want this hitting the press. It wouldn't be a good look for you. And he said, hold up here. Wait a minute. Let's talk numbers, right? So I don't think this statement is bad. And then here's the thing. So after now this comes out, we get actual video that comes out afterwards. And then he puts out the actual other statement, which is now, hold on. which is now him giving the apology. And obviously, you know, I think his attorneys, while trying to help him, this is me just guessing, was probably saying, Diddy, don't put out a statement. I don't think the attorneys want to put out a statement first. But he's probably like, yo, I got to put something out. It's like, all right, cool. We'll draft something up for you. Very stock. Yo, people are lying on Mr. Cohen, blah, blah. Now we need more than that. Okay, fuck. You put out a statement. We'll help you craft it, but let it be a written statement. Okay, fuck. Now a video drops. Now he's coming out, but he has to apologize in the statement. And I think this is where people are like, how does a law firm or the best lawyers in the world allow you to do this? I don't think they allow him to do this. I think he tells him, yo, I got to be proactive. He's leading the charge no matter what. I don't care. You could have the greatest lawyers known to man. You're the boss. You tell him what's going on. And I think Diddy's telling him, I have to put out a statement. And they probably helped him by saying, hey, don't mention these things. Don't mention her name because we did an NDA. Don't mention A, B, and C. But you could say this. Do you want us to write you a script? We could get you a script. Oh, you want to kind of riff it a little bit that you could seem a little bit more believable? I think that's what kind of goes on. But I think we can't blame his lawyers. We got to blame Diddy. Diddy's doing this. His lawyers ain't suggested. Trust. Okay, my bad.
Wow. I mean, no, that's not a good idea.
And that's why every time there's a lawsuit or pending litigation, everybody's I can't comment. I can't comment. There's pending litigation. There's a reason. You don't want it to be used against you. And I have to imagine, Ben, if he's called to the stand in one of these civil lawsuits or he decides to take the stand, wouldn't these prior statements of flat out denials be used against him?
Absolutely.
Oh, they're going to nail him. Like, oh, they're going to nail him. They're going to like completely nail him. Hey, first of all, I think the deposition, whenever they get to it, is going to be, hey, well, let's get you to further comment on you saying A, didn't happen, and then B, your own words in your apology, basically clarifying it did happen. Are you a liar? Do you normally lie? Do you usually forget things? Why did you not say it initially? You know, like they're going to get to these things to just kind of make it seem like Diddy is the manipulator and liar. So, of course, I think the civil suits right now are looking great. I think that's what I remember last time we were talking about someone who was saying that they think he should settle. And I said, no, don't settle. And for me, I was saying don't settle because if he cares anything about a career, like I don't think all these lawsuits have merit. Cassie got all the way merit, I believe. Cassie deserved whatever you paid her because you was doing all that shit. The Lil Rods and these other niggas, they're just hoping that your reputation looks so crazy that no matter what they say about you, you still want to pay them. And I was thinking that maybe if Diddy has which he has about 6 or 7 lawsuits other than this Cassie one, maybe if you beat a couple of these, right, where the judge is like, oh, you're not liable. You're not paying out here. Those could be used by Diddy to show, hey, I got help with the Cassie shit. I'm not saying this is going to really work, but it's just like, people want to hear the story of, or some people want to hear the story of, Diddy is just being jumped because he's famous and rich. And if he beats 3 of these lawsuits, of course, it's going to take years. He could try to repair an image by saying, yo, I did do the Cassie shit. I'm sorry. I did my time. I don't know if he has to go to jail. But these other shit, like Lil Rod and these other niggas, bro, they're fucking liars. Like, they were just making up shit in court. Right? I don't know.
Jesse, I mean, I think that would be, I think, as you do as well, I think the use of audio tape and videotape is so powerful. Because obviously you show this video, but you would show all of the prior statements, and you would take a lot of time before the jury, and you would play the video and the audio as much as you possibly could, because it almost doesn't matter what he says, if to the extent he testifies. It almost doesn't matter how he reacts, because these audio tapes, these statements really speak for themselves.
And I have to be clear, and I'm glad I have you on for this specific point.
Okay. I'm actually going to cut this real quick. Yo, what was interesting? Now, the Breakfast Club went in today. Let me play what the Breakfast Club said. Okay. So Charlemagne gave Diddy Donkey of the Day. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Charlemagne, at least in the hip hop community, has been the strongest personality thus far in slamming Diddy. And this is what he said in giving Diddy Donkey of the Day. Here we go.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. I ain't trying to be Donkey of the Day no more.
They should be embarrassed by what they already did. I'm not making these people do these things.
Called Donkey of the Day, and it really caught me off guard. Damn, Charlemagne, who got the Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Monday, May 20th goes to Sean Combs. Not just Sean Combs, but the Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and mother effing crew, because y'all been enabling this kind of behavior for a long time. And clearly, after watching this apology video, and I put apology in air quotes, y'all are still enabling him. But let's start from the beginning. On Friday afternoon, a video from 2016 was released to CNN. And in the video, it shows Sean Combs viciously attacking and beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Let's go to ABC News for the report, please.
Tonight, this disturbing new surveillance video obtained exclusively by CNN appears to show Sean Diddy Combs attacking his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, throwing her to the ground in a hotel elevator bank and then kicking her twice. He then tries to drag her away. The incident appears to support Ventura's claims, long denied by Combs, from a now settled lawsuit filed last November, stating around March 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye. Adding that when she tried to leave the hotel room, Combs followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. At the time of the lawsuit, an attorney for Combs stating, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Ventura and Combs settled for an undisclosed amount. Today, an attorney for Ventura responding to the surveillance video stating, the gut-wrenching video has only further confirmed the disturbing and predatory behavior of Mr. Combs.
When I saw that video, I was disgusted and disappointed. Like Diddy need his ass beat. Like, I wish Cassie would have had a gun on her and would have shot him right there on the spot. That's my initial reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's this weird sense of grief, because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief. Like, another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy and it's their own fault because of poor choices. A lot of different emotions. But then yesterday, Sean Combs decided to apologize for what we saw in that video. Can we listen?
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Now, when I first watched that video, I said to myself, Negro, please. Okay, he's not sorry. He's sorry that video leaked. And he's sorry he got caught. See, up until that video being released, Sean Combs was denying everything. Sean Combs put out a press release. They put out a press release, him and his team, that said, for the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. His lawyer has been screaming since all these allegations have come out that this is a witch hunt. Diddy is innocent, and these people are looking for a quick payday. You let your son put out that weak-ass record, Pick a Side, taunting the FBI, basically telling people, keep that same energy when the smoke clears. Diddy, you posted on your page, time tells all. Yes, it does, sir, and it has told us that you are a liar. Okay, this is what I mean when I say people wake up every day and just volunteer lies. Diddy, how are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? And furthermore, why should we not believe the rumors of things going in your mouth when you out here volunteering bold-faced lies? You.
Oh, shit. Nah, Charlemagne cooked him for this one. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't even think Charlemagne was going to get to this point. I'm going to be honest with you. Watching Charlemagne cook up Diddy today, I was like, yo, the industry's saying Diddy's over, man. We gotta get rid of you. It's over, nigga. Damn. Because this type of cook up, there ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back. Somebody said Meek and Joe been quiet. Well, I don't think Meek is gonna speak too much about this. I don't think Meek gonna speak too much about this. I do think I think Joe's gonna, say what he gonna say though. But yeah, Charlemagne went crazy on this one.
would still be lying to us right now if it was no video. You didn't even apologize to Cassie in the video. Nor did you apologize for lying that you didn't do what you knew you was on tape doing. So who was this apology for? I'll tell you who it was for. Diddy's ego, Diddy's brand. Diddy and his handlers are looking at this all wrong. You're trying to salvage his professional career. Let me be the first to tell you, that's a wrap. Okay, you can't take away nothing Diddy has done professionally. Those records stand. You can't rewrite history. But Diddy, your motto was forever, can't stop, won't stop. It's time to stop. Okay, because it has stopped. All right, there's nothing else for you to do other than deal with the consequences of your actions. I don't even know what all the actions are, but you do. You can't run from yourself. You was trying to the last few weeks to run from yourself. Hell, you knew this tape existed since 2016. So you've actually been running from yourself for years. I don't care how many times you change your name. I don't care how many times you tell us you're changing your frequency. The best apology in life will always be changed behavior. You can't tell us your behavior has changed when up until yesterday, you were still willing to lie to the people about who you are and what you have done. Diddy shouldn't be worried about the general public right now. In fact, you shouldn't worry about the general public ever again because that's over. The trust is gone. Thought I told you that we won't stop. You must.
No, this is how you go crazy.
Have been talking about lying to yourself because that's the only reason you would still keep any of this going. What's the saying? Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Diddy, you 54. Okay, you don't have forever. So while you're still here, you need to be focusing on repairing your soul. You need to be focusing on whatever damage you have caused your lineage, your family, and other people. If you and your team are still sitting around trying to figure out how to keep the business going, if you're sitting around worrying about your professional life more than your personal life, then you just need to do us all the biggest favor and turn yourself in for who knows whatever other crimes you have committed that we don't know about, because you can't play with God. Okay, you can lie to your family, you can lie to the general public, but you can't lie to God and you can't lie to yourself. And you know better. What happens when you know better but still don't choose better? You experiencing that right now, Sean. You was 46 in that video that we saw. You knew better, but you chose not to do better. And guess what? You can't run from yourself. Sean Combs, you've been running from yourself for a long time. That's why you keep changing your name. The drugs, the money, the liquor, the women, the nonstop party. That's all you running from yourself. But now all that has come to an end. And if it hasn't, it better. Okay, you can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth. Please give Sean Combs the biggest hee haw.
I'm proud of you.
Okay.
That was really nicely written.
Now you say thank you. She says you're proud of you.
Yeah, Glenn,
You feel okay.
thank you.
What you
I'm proud of you.
All I'm
Okay.
saying is I'm proud of you. That was really good.
I'm proud of you too. I love you.
Thank you so much.
That's right. You're pregnant.
All right. Just as weird as you want to be. A clown in the flesh. All that.
It's over. God damn.
With FanDuel, your group chat will be blowing up every game of the NBA playoffs.
What the fuck? Give me 1 second. Okay.
Wake that ass up in the morning.
Goddamn calls. We're
Yeah.
taking your calls just to hear what you guys got to say, how you feeling. 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Toya.
Hey, Toya. Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to talk about what y'all been talking about for 2 hours, which is I am upset that for 2 hours y'all been talking so bad about Diddy, like he's a monster. One girl called up and said monster about 3 times, and my opinion on it is like he's human. Everybody is human, and this happened almost 10 years ago, which I'm not praising what he did or saying that is right, but at the end of the day, he's a human being, and 100, like I put like a percentage up of people who get beat up with domestic violence. So that means people every day do it as far as men. Women have been through it every day. And it's like now because we see it or he's a big person, it's like, oh my God, he's the only monster in the world. No.
Well, that's what I said earlier. You know, I don't like to focus on the individual when it comes to situations like this. You got to focus on the issue. The issue is absolutely, domestic violence, but it is still Diddy at the end of the day.
Right. And are we not supposed to talk about it, babe?
No, I'm not saying that, of course. I mean, I love y'all every day.
Yeah.
So I was excited about it. But it's the point of like even with the whole, years ago with the whole Chris Brown situation, we still listen to Chris Brown. We still respect him as a person. And he beat the shit out of Rihanna. And that was and we physically seen that.
But you know what Chris Brown didn't do? You know what Chris Brown didn't do? Chris Brown didn't lie about the situation. Diddy has been lying to us about this situation for weeks for no reason, volunteering the lies for no reason.
And Chris Brown was a long time ago, but they are still taking it out on Chris Brown to this day. Nobody has forgotten. Nobody has forgiven Chris Brown to the point where they just forgot about it. Yeah. Every time he tries to do an award show, every time he tries to get an endorsement, every time he tries to go out the country, they bring this back up. So
it took him a long time to start being booked.
And Chris Brown was young when it happened.
Yeah. I was saying that when it was like, well, he's done, like he's just done up. I know Charlamagne kept saying like, well, it's over or whatever.
Professionally, it is.
Technically, it's in certain things, but we shouldn't say like I was just again with the Chris Brown. It's not over. It wasn't over for him.
No,
So
Chris
why
Brown was
is
Chris
it
Brown
over for?
because Chris Brown was also very young when this happened. Diddy was 46 years old when this happened. And once again, up until this video came out, Diddy was lying to us. So professionally, I don't care about nothing Diddy got going on, and I don't think anybody else will either. He needs to only be worried about his personal life. He needs to worry about getting his soul right. He needs to worry about repairing the lineage and the damage he's done to his family. Anything else don't matter.
And listen, it was over for Chris Brown for a while. It's just it took time for him. No, it was.
Yeah.
I get exactly how she feels and what she's saying. Like you said, it's important not to just focus on the person, but the problem at hand. But it was over for a long time for Chris. You know what I mean? So only time will tell with this situation. But like you said, the difference is niggas is lying about, I didn't do this. It's for a money play and still have no sympathy for his victims.
Hello, who's this?
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, what's your thoughts?
South Carolina. My thoughts. I don't agree with anything that Diddy did, and he covered everything up. And I believe it's a learned behavior. His handlers did it. He's seen them do it. It's like when you become a king, almost. But the most suspicious thing out of all that is that they released this video on the same day that this white golfer runs over a police officer through a barricade, and they have no video of that. But then they drop the video of Diddy beating Cassie.
Hey, my brother from the 843, we got to stop with these kind of conspiracies. Like I promise you, that's just not there's a lot going on in the world. It's billions of people on this planet. There's always something going on. And we live in a world that celebrity and salaciousness will trump all.
Yeah.
So this white golfer doing whatever pales in comparison to one of the biggest stars in the world getting a video sent to CNN of him beating up on another celebrity.
Jesus.
800-585-1051. And I was curious to see, how did the video get leaked this weekend?
Yeah.
Like, how come it never got released in years? I mean, like you said, it happened, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
The fact, like, how did it get released? Who had that video that long?
They went to search the second house after King Combs put that in the song. After
there
King
you
Combs
go.
told the feds go search the second house, they went to search the second house.
They
It was in the
rated
second
it,
house.
and it was right there with the tape.
Damn it, man. 800-585-1051. We're opening up the phone lines. We're talking about Diddy, domestic violence. Call us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, Charlamagne gave Donkey of the Day to Diddy.
Sean Combs.
Love, whatever you want to call him. And we're just taking your phone calls, 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
It's T. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, T.
What's your thoughts?
Hi. Actually, I'm gonna be real. I've been through this, honest. And first of all, my heart goes out to her. That it is hard to get out of situations like that. Understand, love somebody, you're filled with the weakness, so it's hard to get away.
Hold on to your phone. T, you got us on Bluetooth or speaker?
Your phone sounds like it's trying to get away from you, man.
Yeah, you have us on speaker or Bluetooth, mama?
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you a little better. Go ahead. Start from the top because we couldn't really hear you.
Okay, so yeah, my bad. Like I was saying,
we got to put you on hold, mama. Your phone is horrible. Hello, who's this?
This is Chloe.
Hey, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
How
morning.
you feeling?
What's your thoughts? We want to hear from you this morning.
My thoughts are, I really want to piggyback on what Charlotte said on his donkey post. I feel like everybody is looking at their hero being destroyed. Growing up, like you said, all the music, and you just feel kind of bad. But I think we got to understand that a lot of these abusers are somebody's hero. And it doesn't mean that they are beyond redemption. For instance, my abuser was my child's father. I had to figure out how to deal with him. And I don't think that our relationship would be at the level that it is now if he hadn't put in the work to improve himself and understand what the issues were with him. We have a wonderful relationship now, and it took a lot of work and a lot of forgiveness on both parts. So just keeping in mind that, like you said, these people are human. They are prone to making mistakes. They're somebody's heroes. Nobody's beyond redemption, but Diddy's definitely going to have to eat this crow right now and deal with it. And hopefully going forward, maybe we can see.
All right, my bad, Chad. That wasn't only it. Did y'all see that the conversation around the video actually even bubbled up to the point that the mayor of New York City, who previously gave Diddy a key to the city, I could probably show y'all that. Diddy key to the city. Diddy key to the city. Yeah. Actually, well, this is about the revocation. Give me 1 second. I think this is. Oh, okay, never mind. Anyway, just hear the mayor talking about revoking the key to the city. I remember Diddy was driving around
You've
like
been
holding out a
very
window.
outspoken about breaking the cycle.
Here we go.
You've been very outspoken about breaking the cycle of domestic violence in New York City. And given everything that's developed over the weekend with P. Diddy, what are you thinking about possibly rescinding the honor that you gave him last year when you presented him with the key to the city?
I think all of us were deeply disturbed by watching that chilling video of the young lady being assaulted by him and the committee and the team. We've never rescinded a key before, but we are now sitting down to see what the next steps forward are going to be.
So you are considering it?
We are taking everything under analysis, and the team will come back with me with a final determination.
All right.
Yeah, so it looks like they're thinking about it. And I did tell you, I said the moment when some of these other institutions, and maybe not institutions necessarily that he's in business with, but institutions that have felt that they've either given him honors or awards that was emblematic of what they thought about his career and where they thought he would end up. Once they start revoking shit, yeah, it's kind of like, because within certain reason, people could ignore certain shit. Okay, you got arrested for assault. You got arrested, like, sort of dude, of course. You got arrested for, I don't know, drunk driving, maybe, right? But now I told y'all, once people start thinking like, yo, well, why does he have this honorary degree here? Why is he like honored in this esteemed format over here? And why does he have the key to the city? And now we're seeing even the mayor saying, I ain't gonna lie, we can't put it out the realm of possibility that we might have to think about that shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm seeing this thing, there's so many different articles or like videos that have to do this. This is a psychologist saying that Diddy has a problem. Let's see what he got to say.
Especially against women, have to stop. So this came out, and now he's apologizing because the video has been revealed. I think many people would say this is something that is very disingenuous.
Yeah, denied it when other women came forward as well. But when the lawsuit, he settled that lawsuit in the day, and now obviously I think we all know why that was the case. Here he is, Sean Combs, though, talking about the fact I mentioned earlier, said it's the darkest time in his life. That he went to therapy and rehab and that kind of thing. Let's listen.
And I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
I guess Dr. Jeffy's trying to say, I'm a different person now than I was then. This was years ago, but you say?
Well, after something so horrific, so violent, and allegedly the years of violence against other people, what can one say other than, well, good for you that you want redemption, good for you that you're getting therapy. These are the things that I would recommend. But I think people are going to take a very long time to believe that he's genuine in doing this. And it takes a long, long, long road to
My bad, chat. Yo, I hate y'all for that because somebody was like, accurate cooking. All right, let me cut this right here. Shout out to my boy. You know, anytime I mention mental health, I always got to shout out to, you know, my boy Charlemagne. You know, Charlemagne, the mental health king. But I got to be honest with y'all, gang. There's only 3 ways to get out of this type of fuck shit right here. And we know what's going on. Ain't no goddamn therapy. Man, Diddy was beating bitches' asses from the 19s to the 2001s. Nigga. That nigga don't give a fuck, bro. That ain't no therapy gonna help this nigga, man. That nigga, he one of them old school niggas who believe your bitch get out of line, you backhand her. That's what Diddy's on. You ain't like, you don't need no fucking therapy. There ain't no therapy that could, yo, I hate this thought that therapy could cure all type of shit. Fuck no. This is in Diddy's DNA, nigga. Diddy is an habitual bitch beater. Facts. Stop playing. He put his hands on everybody. He blowing up cars. He's a violent nigga. If yo, this is what I hate about this. Everyone be like, oh no, niggas need therapy. Bro, if therapy works so good, why do they have prisons? When niggas kill 55 niggas, why don't you talk to them for 3 years and let them back out to society? No, these niggas is really deranged. But I do know in America right now, it is so soft and pussyfied. There's only 3 ways you could get out of this on a PR level. People seem to have they have this like soft spot for you if you claim 3 things. Here's how we go. Okay, check this out. First way how Diddy could get out of this shit. You got to cut your penis off, become trans, or claim you was gay. But here's the problem. Diddy been fighting with the closet door for the longest. It's like, it's one of those things he fighting with the lock. He don't know how to get out of the shit. So Diddy don't want to just pop this, kick the door open, gang. Tell him you've been gay. You've been liking a little bussy on the side. You get past this. But Diddy don't want to do that. That's like the last option he want to do. That should have been the first thing he should have done. Should have been told niggas he was, yo, hey, sorry, I'm gay. Like, hey. He should have been done that. Nigga don't want to do it. He's still fighting with a closet door like he can't get out. He acting like he on some R. Kelly trapped in the closet shit. Except he's a nigga trapped in the closet. He's not trying to get out. But that's the first way you could get out of this. You claim you're gay, you're trans, yo, you've been conflicted, yo, you just didn't know how to express yourself. It caused you all type. Okay, that's the first way. The second way, oh man. You know when they got you down bad and they got you defeated? You know what you got to claim? You got to claim you got a mental health problem, nigga. Yo, I just need to talk to a therapist, nigga. Yo, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm bipolar, schizophrenic. I'm just like, yo, put it like this, man. Ain't no therapy gonna help these niggas, but in America today, you tell niggas you're mentally ill, they forgive all the fuck shit you've done. So to keep it real, that's the second way. You gotta tell them that you, in reality, on some mental health fuckery, go sit down and go talk to a shrink for 2-3 years, come back out, become a pastor, like tell people like, yo, you didn't know. And then here's the thing, the niggas that go through therapy, they come out sounding like therapists. You ever heard that? Yo, any nigga I know who ever go see a therapist, when they're done talking to the therapist, they sound like the therapist. Yeah, no, it's all about, yeah, you just got to start. Nigga, what the fuck? So that's the second way. Y'all know the third way. The third way to get out of this type of fuck shit, you got to tell niggas they were fondling my booty hole too as a kid. You got to come with some mental trauma shit. Yo, what you mean? What you mean I was abnormal with freak offs? When I was like 4, they was touching my booty hole. I didn't know how to act. Hurt people. Say all that bullshit. Hurt people. I used to see my mama get her ass beat by my daddy, so I beat my bitch. Yo, that's how it works. It's 3 ways. Cut your dick off or claim gay. Second of all, mental healthing. Third of all, they fucked me as a kid, so I fucked them. That's how you do it. This is 2024. The only way to repair your image publicly, okay? The other one is become Muslim. I don't know if you become Muslim after this shit. But here's the first 3 is going to work. Here's the thing. I don't think those keep you out of jail, though. That's the only thing. They don't keep you out of jail, but you could fool people like, yo, if Diddy really come back, if Diddy start posting every week, him sitting on some Bali shit, except you can't go to Bali, niggas gonna think you're running. Sitting like Indian style, listening to a therapist, him just balling every week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All you gotta do is do that for about 72 weeks. Niggas forgive you, bro. You'll be back to selling Ciroc, Budweiser, all that type of shit. Niggas don't give a fuck. You'll be good, okay? Or if Diddy finally like escape out that nigga, Diddy, get a lock picker, nigga. Get out that fucking closet. Pick the lock, nigga. Get that closet open and tell niggas, bruh, I've always had a little yearn for a little bit of dick. Just tell people. Once you tell them that, they're gonna be like, oh shit, makes sense. I'm sorry. We're sorry, Diddy. We're sorry. Yo, this homophobic hip-hop industry always pushed my true self down, caused me to act out. I didn't know what to do. I acted out in violence. I beat up niggas. I blew up cars. I slapped bitches. You know what they're gonna say? Oh my God. This industry is the problem, not you, Diddy. The industry is the problem. Worse. Tell you, it's only 3 ways. 3 ways, bro. 3 ways. Become Caitlyn Jenner. All of a sudden start talking about mental health and energies and chakras and all that fucking third eye bullshit. And the third way, nigga, is to admit that they fucked you as a kid, man. And they put you on the same bullshit that you indulged in. Facts. I'm just telling y'all, man. Won't help him stay out of jail, but it'll definitely help his public image. Because trust me, if you ever hear somebody be like, oh no, I'm just like, I'm mentally ill, you'd be like, oh my God, oh, I'm sorry for judging you. I shouldn't even call you a piece of shit. Like, oh damn, it's not your fault. Oh my God, I cut my dick off. It's in a dumpster. What? Oh my God, you're a new person. You are reborn. Well, how would you like to fuck the charges? Fuck what you did. What pronoun would you like for us to call you? He, him, they, their. What do you want to be known as? Innocent, nigga. What the fuck? I'm telling you. All right, let me. Those are jokes. I'm done. Those are jokes. Those are jokes, gang. Those are jokes. Holy shit! Talking about all this therapy shit. Get out of here. Man, I want to see one of them Chicago niggas who done clap 15 niggas who been saying GDK, nigga, clap 15 GDs, get locked up, give him 4 years of therapy and say, all right, go back out, bro. Yeah, just go back out and here's your same gun. You know, now that you've had some therapy, you ain't gonna kill no more people. Yeah, all right, nigga. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Man, that therapy shit is cool for like maybe y'all niggas. Okay, anyway, let's hear this is this Gloria Allred? Let's hear this shit though.
And posted their reactions on social media that they were sickened, they were so disturbed. Some people have said that they can't even watch it. What was your reaction to seeing that video of Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura?
Well, I certainly feel for Cassie Ventura. And it's interesting because I'm not surprised by that and by his misconduct. By the way, after numerous denials recently, Sean Combs today admitted what, of course, he had to admit, or at least couldn't continue to deny, that is what he did to Cassie on the video. So, and then of course he says he's sorry and he got help and all of that. But really, this is horrible, abusive, revolting conduct. And of course, the Los Angeles County District Attorney, because it did occur in LA County at the now closed Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, they said they could not prosecute him now because this conduct occurred in 2016. In other words, it's too late now. It's not within the period of time called the statute of limitations to file a criminal charge against him in terms of a state violation. Having said that, it would not at all surprise me if the Department of Justice, and the federal prosecutors are taking a look at this video. And obviously they are investigating We all know they did recently 2 searches of his homes, both in Florida and in California, and recovered, per the search warrant, numerous electronic devices like phones, laptops, desktops, whatever he had that was electronic, and perhaps other items as well. Generally, the federal government doesn't do that unless they feel there's substantial evidence, probable cause, that they had to prove to a magistrate to get those search warrants. And they don't generally do it unless at some point later they do seek an indictment against him and then file charges.
Okay, so it's still possible. It's not the end of this saga yet, even though
not at all.
For now, it
Not
doesn't.
at all.
It doesn't look like there's an immediate lawsuit. But as you said, it may not be the end of the saga yet. I know that
Well, Cassie did file a lawsuit against him, and that got a lot of public attention. There is no impact on a criminal case. The fact that an individual has sought compensation for the damages she alleges she suffered in the same incident. By the way, the investigators, those who searched the homes of Mr. Combs, that's Homeland Security. And Homeland Security generally is involved in sex trafficking investigations. And this very well could turn out to be a case. Of course, we have to see if the evidence would support it. Very similar to singer R. Kelly's case, where he ended up being charged with sex trafficking, violations of RICO, which is a very serious federal crime, Racketeering, Influence, Corrupt Organizations Act, which has a longer statute of limitations than any state charge he might have faced. All things are possible based on whatever evidence they have, and if prosecutors feel that they could prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt, and possible Mann Act violations, which were also present in the R. Kelly case. In other words, taking a woman, especially an underage woman, but any woman, across state lines for the purpose of commercial sex. So we'll have to see what comes out of it based on the evidence. No charges have been filed yet. He's presumed innocent unless and until he is proven guilty in a court of law. But this is not over until it's over. It's not over yet.
I want to ask you one final question, and that is, people, of course, know you. You have represented women who have had allegations of sexual assault against some very famous and powerful men, notably Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. Sean Diddy Combs is another such person, an icon in the music world, in the hip hop and pop world. Do you think that things have changed from those previous lawsuits you were a part of? Or do you think if he was a regular civilian, things would have been different?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, he has a big business enterprise. He is very public. There have been numerous allegations against him. There are 5 civil lawsuits against him right now, and there may be more filed in the future. So it's I can't speculate as to what would have happened if he were not a public figure. But I'm glad there's a serious investigation taking place, and we'll have to wait and see what the outcome of it is. But I just wanted to say the fact that no state charges are filed on account of that video doesn't mean that the federal investigators are not interested in it. I'm sure they're very interested in it, and in fact, may have known about it, may even have had possession of it prior to its becoming public. We don't know.